From the moment I clicked on Ari's stream, I knew I wanted to have a conversation with this guy. The first thing I heard him say was, "Things always happen for a reason. I think you guys are here for a reason, and I think I might be here in this position for a reason as well." And in that moment, I felt so present, and I believed that there was a reason I tuned into that stream as well. I didn't know it at the time, but not even a month later, after hearing that, he's playing Bed Wars with Niachu and slowly becoming a staple of the Minecraft community. Today, I have the opportunity to invite him over to my SMP podcast world, where we're going to have a conversation and we're going to get to know Ori a little bit better. You can find him on his Twitch at OriLovesTea, and that'll be linked down below as well as a couple other of his social medias. So Ori, how's your day going?
Oh, hi. My day's going amazing. Thank you for asking. How about you?
My
How's your
day's
day?
going well so far. I just drank my tea, I'm fully caffeinated, and I'm ready to have this conversation.
Let's go. What type of tea?
Just a black tea. I think it's oolong?
Oolong tea. I see, I see. Did you put any sweetener in it?
Nope. I used to when I was younger, but now I just like it black. No sweetener, no sugar. What about
Hey,
you? What type of
nice,
tea do
nice,
you
nice.
usually
That's very
drink?
good.
Ari likes tea.
I usually drink I usually drink chamomile with lavender and a scoop of honey. That's kind of my go-to for now, but sometimes on like cold days or stuff like that, I drink Earl Grey with sweetened condensed milk. Thank you for the chicken, by the way.
Yeah, I figured
Appreciate
we'd
it.
get hungry sooner rather than later. So if you are just tuning into this for the first time, welcome. This is a podcast conversation hybrid. I believe that everybody, no matter how big or small they are, have a beautiful universe of thoughts inside of them. Every person has a slightly different outlook on life and the world around them, and my goal is to share as many perspectives as I can with you, the viewers, and maybe give you some food for thought. And I'm going to be allowing Ari today to share some of himself with you as well. And then in the meantime, we're going to build a little house for you. How does that sound?
It sounds fantastic. Cool, cool, cool.
Cool, cool, cool. So, something I usually like to ask people before I get to know them is, what is something I should know about you before I get to know you?
That's a good question. Um, I'm a faceless content creator, and I've been playing Minecraft for a whole decade, and
Oh,
maybe
wow.
possibly a little bit more. And it's my favorite game of all time. I'm also an adult, but I do not say my age specifically. But my age range is not older than 21.
Okay. So, a
Yeah.
fresh adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a pretty fresh adult. I mean, I'm at the spot where I'm like, okay, well, I have to consider myself an adult, but also I don't feel like an adult yet, so,
Oh,
but
I
it's fine.
completely get that. I recently just turned 20 and I'm
Yeah,
not. I still feel 18 or 16 sometimes just because life's that way,
right.
especially with the quarantine kind of keeping me indoors for the past year. I haven't really had to get the experiences a 19 or an 18-year-old would typically have. Life in quarantine, how's that been for you? How's that kind of changed your day to day?
Oh,
Because we're talking about getting into
um,
adulthood and just kind of feeling that transition, but it's been potentially stunted a bit by what the quarantine has done.
right. Well, I know quarantine affects people's lives in a very different way depending on how they lived their life beforehand. And personally, before quarantine, I was actually in college, right? And I was doing college, and I was living in an apartment. And in this apartment, I was very alone, and I didn't do much. I didn't go outside. Um, I was very lonely. But slowly and surely, after 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 I moved out, I was like, oh, well, this is kind of nice. Actually, no, hold on. I didn't move out up until quarantine because quarantine started while I was still living in my apartment, and my parents were scared because they're like, oh, well, you're gonna have interaction with other people and such. You should probably come home. And I'm like, I mean, I guess. And then I just went back home and I deleted the lease and everything like that, and we got figured out, and I moved out while quarantine was happening, which was kind of spooky because it was still very much an unknown. A lot of people were not scared whatsoever. People were calling it a hoax, and other people. or like my parents were taking it super duper seriously. But during quarantine, I was really able to like think about what I wanted, how I wanted things to be. I lived a very idle life for the most part. Just doing my thing on the internet, trying to figure out what I want, thinking about school and still doing that. Um, but so I was just thinking about what I wanted to do, and honestly, in terms of my lifestyle, like I said, it didn't really change much for me. I don't want to say that I was a shut-in whatsoever, but I just didn't really. I wasn't a partier in college. I didn't,
Mhm.
you know, go to people's friends' houses all the time. I didn't do much of that. I was just kind of like a social introvert, and personally, I was stoked being able to stay inside for a long time, being able to just be by myself, play video games, hang out, not have to go to my classes socially and interact with like my professors just 'cause I really didn't like college, like whatsoever. I actually detested college.
Oh no.
And I still sort of do. I really
I was just gonna ask what you studied in college.
Oh, okay. So in college, I studied computer science and I was thinking about
Oh.
doing psychology as well. Hmm.
And that
Yeah,
just wasn't really for
those
you.
were the two things that really interested me. What's up?
And then that just wasn't really for you once you actually got to the classes and started learning.
Hmm. It was the whole routine of like, okay, go to classes and do stuff, and then come back to my dorm, do more stuff in terms of like do more things that I really hated to do. Um, make some food, do whatever I wanted to do with the short amount of time that I had left, after being exhausted for doing something that I absolutely detested, and then go back to sleep, and then waking up the next morning and worrying about the thing that I hated to do, and then doing it and going to it, being uncomfortable, and then waking up, and then just repeating that cycle over and over. I just really, really, and also the fact that I had to like pay out of pocket for my living expenses and my college expenses.
Mhm.
It just felt horrible because I don't know, I felt like wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and I hated the fact that I had to pay to do something that I didn't enjoy. And
Yeah.
if I failed, then that would mean that I would be wasting all the money that I had doing something that I absolutely detested. And so I was in turmoil. I wasn't very happy. Um whatsoever. And I don't know. I feel like in a way, quarantine allowed me to. It gave me a unique opportunity to, be like, okay, well, maybe we can skip this step for now, since online schooling really isn't helping me whatsoever. But in reality, it was just me hating the fact that I had to do schooling in the first place, and uh, and then when I did that, I was able to just focus on something that I did like. For example, content creation. I started making content here and there slowly, just because I knew that it was always something that I wanted to do since I was a little kid and something that I enjoyed doing. I just wanted to give it like an actual shot, an actual, old school college try, if you will. Um, so I did. And then, things kind of just evolved from there. It wasn't immediate whatsoever. It definitely wasn't immediate. I didn't take it super seriously. I knew it was something that I wanted to take seriously, but I didn't at first. Um, but yeah, that's a whole story for like another question, I should say. But quarantine, I guess, affected me in a weird way, in a sort of positive, sort of scary way. It opened an opportunity for me to decide and like think. It was a unique opportunity, I should say, for me
Yeah,
to
I
like
found that with
pick and choose what my life looked like.
I found that with my quarantine as well. I was taking a gap year off school when quarantine hit, and I'd been working at least 8 hours every day for maybe 3 or 4 months at that point in
Hmm.
time. And I was feeling fine, but I knew in the next 2 or 3 weeks I was going to have a serious burnout and I wasn't going to be able to do anything.
Hmm.
And right as I was kind of realizing that, everything shut down. So I was able to take that time off and get essentially just recalibrated with who I am and start to live life a bit more normally, even though everything was very isolated. So in a way, it was
Yeah.
good, but For the amount of harm it caused everybody else, I'm hesitant to say that it's a net positive.
No, you
It
yeah, no.
it was a
I feel like it
serendipitous
definitely gave a lot of
situation for
people a
me,
chance
but
to like mhm. Mhm. No, you're right. It gave a lot of people a chance to reset their lives and to evaluate the lives that
mhm.
they were living before quarantine. But it also did cause a lot of harm for people. And so it's it's kind of it makes you feel guilty to say that it was a good thing for you. But I mean, I don't think the fact that like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it affects people different ways. So I don't think we should feel bad. Just,
Mhm.
aware that it's a thing that does happen and did happen and that we should, still worry for it.
So when you were saying
Yeah,
that
thank you.
each every day at college just felt like the same time loop over and over and over again, are you the type of person who likes to live each day to their fullest potential? That you see the opportunity every day
Um,
and you want to take that and do what you can with it. Is that kind of how you live
yeah,
your life?
I'm yeah, actually. Yeah, I'm very much the type to be like as not productive as possible, but to be able to squeeze out as much from the day as humanly possible. Like for example, in terms of productivity. Just because before that, I felt like my life was very much very not wasted, but monotone and without much, I was just it felt very monotone and I felt like I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And like I was spending time, I don't know. I feel like it was wasting time even though I was doing something with it. Just because I know that it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I know it wasn't something that I wanted to spend time doing. So it felt like wasted time. I didn't like it. So um, I very much like the fact that I'm now able to do what I want to do and doesn't feel like I'm wasting my time.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that's very similar
yeah.
to how I try to live each day as well. Because I kind of came to the realization a while back that every day you can have up to three big things happen. You've got the morning from when you wake up to about 12. You've got the
Hmm.
afternoon from about 12 till maybe 3 or 4. And then you've got the evening from 4 until whenever you go to sleep. And each of those time chunks, you can find something to fill that with and make it important. And on my good days, I try and hit something in each of those time zones. Like today, my morning was just schoolwork, my afternoon is this interview here, and then in my evening, I'm going to be doing to work. And that's three specific things I can point to throughout the day. And I think when I live my life like that, I'm able to get a bit better of an
Hmm.
idea of what each day's purpose is.
Interesting. Interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it, honestly. But I think I like it. I mean, it gives you like a structure that you can follow. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
your own little schedule of things that you want to do or like to do.
Yeah, I'm a very like kind of logical person, so structures, schedules, and graphs
Yeah.
are kind of my jam.
No, yeah. There's no shame or fault in that. That's actually really cool. It's a thing that not a lot of people can do, and it's a very useful skill to have in a lot of situations. So, yeah. Cool. Cool. Very
Cool,
cool.
cool, cool.
Nice to know.
So you said that you did want to start creating content from a young age. Who was your first inspiration?
So my so at first I started playing Minecraft. I think it was like the Pocket Edition demo,
Mm,
and I wanted to know more about the game because I really liked it. So I went on this app called YouTube, and then I typed in the words Minecraft, and then a bunch of results came up, and among those results was this guy named he's still making content today. His name is Paul Source Jr. And he's yeah, I'm pretty 1000% sure he's the first Minecraft YouTuber I ever consistently watched. And I watched him because he did how to survive and thrive videos on Minecraft. And even though
okay.
the version of Minecraft that I had didn't have those features, I would still eat up all of the content. And so I learned how to play Minecraft survival before I actually played it. And I don't know if you could tell from my streams or videos, but I'm very much a Minecraft survival player. I'm not a PvPer or a builder or redstoner or anything like that. I'm very much a survival player. Um, and so he basically held my hand as a kid. throughout all of Minecraft. You know, throughout the caves, throughout the biomes, throughout the mobs. He taught me how to like milk a cow. He taught me how to make my first tools. He taught me how to survive the first night. And so this guy, that's what he did. And he's the first Minecraft YouTuber I ever looked up to and I ever really liked. And after that came, you know, the classics like Sky does Minecraft, and
Oh,
you
that's
know,
a
Captain
throwback.
Sparkles and such. So yeah, no, he was the first guy. And you're saying what made me want to make content? He taught me how to make the content, and Sky was actually the one who really inspired me to make the content that I, you know, have always wanted to make. Uh, I'm so glad Minecraft had a resurgence because I was worried that because I always wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber because it's a game that is timeless, it's infinite, you could do absolutely everything and anything with it. And so I he was the one who made me want to do Minecraft. I started with mod showcases, then I started with survival let's plays, and I did all of this, and it was because of him. I actually have a really old video of me recording a Minecraft survival no no a Minecraft adventure map that I made with one of my friends on Xbox Live, and I had this like tiny camcorder, and I stacked it up on top of some books, and then I pointed it at my tiny CRT TV, and then I recorded us playing that map and uploaded like 3 episodes to YouTube. So, um, yeah, no, he was definitely my
So you were
inspiration
doing
for
it the
that.
old school style of
Uh,
recording the TV.
oh yeah,
Nice.
100%. I don't even know how old I was back then, but that was my first. That was my first ever video on YouTube, Minecraft jump map. So I recently actually I have a very good friend of mine that we work on a lot of things together, and he happens to be one of Adam's Sky Does Minecraft's best friends,
No way.
and I actually you know, we reached out to Adam, and then I was like, hey Adam, I have this old video from like back in the day where I was like inspired by you and then I did this stuff for you and stuff like that. And I edited it like right now with my current editing style a little bit. And I was wondering if you would like to get in a call and make a video with me where you react to it and I just talk to you and ask you a few questions and just thank you for everything you've done. And he's like, I'm down. And I was like, that's cool. And so I don't know when it'll come out, but it is a thing that we
Oh,
have
wow.
planned. Uh,
That is
I
something to
plan
look
to show
forward
Sky
to.
that.
So you're
Um,
definitely on the right path at the
yeah,
moment, at least for now. Who knows what the
at
future
least
has
for
in
now,
store, but
exactly. I mean, I'm
um
very much like that as well. I don't like to declare victory before I, you know, put in all the possible effort into making anything else happen. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's kind of where the
You were saying?
conversation was going before. We've already discussed that project with Sky Does Minecraft coming up. Do you have any other projects in the work? This will be coming out late April, early May, so if there's anything happening around that time that you want people
Oh,
to be looking forward to.
let me think about it. I'm not entirely sure. I know that me and Nikki really want to make that the whole um mermaid and Blazed Boy thing like a series, like an SMP series on
Nice.
stream. So that's going to be happening. But other than that, I don't really have any like close work that I'm doing right now. I mean maybe the Sky thing, maybe that'll come out soon. I don't know how soon. That man's a very busy man,
I guess we'll
and it's
find out.
understandable. I think he has a baby now. Yeah, we will find out. We will find out. It'll be a surprise, I guess. I totally have something planned. I just you know I I can't tell you right now.
What is one of your short term goals at the moment?
Hmm, that's a good question. I didn't think about it.
This time next month, where
um,
do you want to be?
ow, where do I want to be? I guess a super duper simple basic short-term goal would be like, ooh, I would want to get to 50K on Twitch, which you know I'm almost halfway there, which is really cool. But also, I know it sounds silly, but I really want to get YouTube rank on Hypixel. because as a kid you always watch people on YouTube and
Mhm.
on Hypixel just doing their thing and being famous and such. And I just think it'd be really fun to be able to like change my name and my skin and stuff and have all these privileges.
Yeah, it's
because that's how
definitely
you
one
know
of
you've made it
those.
in the industry. If you have YouTuber rank on
Mhm.
Hypixel.
It's one of those first initial stepping stones to feeling like you've made it. Like getting monetization on YouTube, getting the 100K button on YouTube, getting YouTube high pixel rank. All those small things add up. They all mean something.
Exactly.
So this time next month, you're gonna be
I guess
YouTube
that
rank
is
on.
my short-term goal.
Nice.
Oh, hopefully, I mean, I really hope so. I really hope that I possibly can. I don't know. I don't actually know the prerequisites, and I don't know if they count Twitch. I'm not sure.
Don't know
So
if they count Twitch. It's 30,000 on YouTube with regular high pixel uploads and 100,000 on YouTube with irregular Minecraft uploads.
exactly, exactly. I'll have it in the bag. It'll be good. But yeah, I guess I haven't really thought about any like goals per se that I have.
Okay,
I'm just kind of doing my absolute best to do what I do.
nice.
Because I find that when I set myself some goals and I cannot meet them, it gets demotivating and it gets weird.
Hmm.
So I just do my absolute best to get what I want to do. Like for in terms of like a bigger goal, my big goal, my long term goal is making this my full time job. I'm currently a full time streamer, not necessarily because of my choice, but because I'm unemployed now. I used to work as a barista, but now like literally maybe 2 days ago, I stopped working as a barista and now I'm working as this, which is fine because I get, more pay than I would if I kept working as a barista. But also, I want to be able to like sustain myself. I want to be able to move out and I want to be able to like not only move out, but also fund other projects. And then after
Hmm.
funding those projects, I want to be able to help my parents and then I want to be able to help my family. And then I want to get to the point where I can help my friends. And then I want to get to the point where, I can set out charity events. And then I want to get to the point where like I can start saving up for myself because, things don't ever last forever. And I don't expect everything to last forever, but I want to make sure that I can help as many people as possible along the way. Um, and I think that's really cool. Like just recently, um, there was this guy who I was friends with before I had any subscribers who helped me out in a lot of ways. He sent me his audio interface, he sent me his power supply, his old power supply.
Hmm.
He did all these cool things for me when I was helping me and believing in me and the content that I made. And recently, I was able to rate him with a big party of viewers that he's never had in his life. Like he's been doing this forever, and he never had this many viewers before. And then I was able to rate him and say hi and thank him for everything he's done. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Being able to help people, uh, just that is what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to say that my hard work has been not just for myself, but for the sake of others as well. So that's my long term goal. Being able to help people,
You want to have
even
that net
doing what I
positive
love, doing what I
influence,
love.
and
Yeah.
yeah, your main goal is at the end of the day helping people and creating a sustainable life for yourself.
Yes. Yes. Being able to live my life sustainably and be able to help people doing what I love. That is what I want to do as a content creator. That is my whole goal. And yeah, and people constantly tell me nowadays that like I'm helping them just by streaming, and that you have no idea how much motivation to stream that gives me. Like I it gives me so much energy, so much strength, because I know that I can in one way or another help somebody by doing what I do, and honestly, that's what it's all about. That's why I'm here. At least that's why I feel like I'm here.
So, with being able to help other content creators and people who have helped you along the way, where does that kind of fall with the long term success? So, are you gonna kind of create a group with that? Are you. Because I
Hmm.
know I talk with a couple other
That's an
content
interesting
creators and
question.
they want to create a system where they can bring small content creators up and make it easier to enter the industry.
Personally, I wouldn't know where to start with that. I wouldn't know where to start with like making an agency or like managing other creators. I wouldn't know where to start. If anything, one of my friends who's actually helped me a lot recently, his name's Wave Jordan. Um, he really wants to do that. He wants to manage people. He wants to be able to give them the ability to get into the industry in an easier way. So if anything, I'd leave that to him, and I'd want to work with him and help him create that as well, just because he's helped me so much and create what I have now. I don't know. Starting a group to me doesn't. I mean, I want to have a group of friends that I can make content with for sure. Um, but I don't know about like the whole, making a Minecraft, like like team
Yeah.
created or the Yogscast and stuff like that. I don't really. It's not something that comes to mind or that I'm thinking of whatsoever. But I know that it is very important to collaborate with others, and
Yeah.
I'm super duper aware of that, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm right
Mhm.
in thinking that Dotwave Jordan is the guy in charge of the IKEA 100-person Minecraft hide and seek event, right?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
That was a
He is, yeah, no,
very fun
he is.
event to
He is
watch.
100%.
I really like what that entire team is doing there because it's very on the Minecraft train because you've got the Minecraft championships, you had Minecraft Monday last year, and now I think these Dotwave events for smaller and medium large size creators are gonna, I want to say they're gonna kind of enter that realm of popularity. The Dotwave events seem like they're going to be something big soon. That they've got a lot of
Oh.
potential to them, and yeah,
Oh, no, yeah, no. Jordan has so much potential.
they
He's
have a
putting
very
in so
strong
much
vision
work into
behind
everything
them.
that he does, and I cannot wait to see what comes out of it for sure.
Yeah, you did say something earlier about not setting specific number goals for yourself because not reaching them demotivates you a lot. And I find that as well. I set
Hmm.
impossible goals for myself. Because what? My number goal at the moment is 100,000 on YouTube. I know no way I'm going to hit that by the end of the year. So if I don't reach it, I can say, doesn't
Yeah.
matter because it was never going to happen anyways. And I'm asking myself at the moment if that's really a good way of thinking. Because, yeah, I'm
So,
preventing
mhm.
myself from feeling failure, but failure and success do come hand in hand.
I think, and I think I learned this from Nikki recently. Um, Failure isn't failure. It's just another opportunity to learn. It's either no, hold on, this wasn't Nikki, this was Jordan. He's like, Ori, if you fail, if something goes wrong, it's not, it's not you fail or you win. It's either you win or you learn, you
Mhm.
know? Um, so if you don't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, it's fine because now you're able to think, okay, well, what went wrong? What should I do next? What can I do better? And then just keep on trying. Um, I say I don't set myself any goals because I've experienced that a lot. I'm like, if I say, "Oh, I'm gonna get 10K by the end of the month," I know that that's out of my control. Well, I mean, it is partially out of my control. Like I could buy bots and get 10K,
Mm.
or I could like advertise my channel all over the place, or I guess it's not fully out of my control. But for the most part, the algorithm, like on YouTube, really decides whether I do get 10K or not. My popularity on Twitch decides that, and it's not like I can like instantly, gain more there, or be
Yeah.
super annoying and advertise all the time and force people to subscribe. It's in a way out of my control. A way that I can help that is obviously making better content. And so since I know that I can focus on something else, which is making content. Because if you constantly make content, there's a chance that you'll make good content, and then you can learn how to keep doing that. Uh, and so that's why I don't set my goals on numbers. I don't set my goals on what I want, on like the amount of things that I want to do, or the amount of subscribers I want to have. If anything, one of my first goals, like when I started the year, was I want to make content. I don't care how many subs I
Mm.
get. I don't care how many likes I get. I don't care how many people watch me. I want to make and start doing this. And I want to do it consistently. I want to learn how to do it. And I told myself that. And I actually made a video for the New Year's. They're all like unlisted now, they're all privated. But that's what they were. They were me telling myself, this is what I'm going to do every year or for the rest of the year. Granted, I didn't keep it. I moved onto Twitch instead of YouTube. But I did do it for the first like I don't know, 3 4 weeks. Um, and so I just started and then I did it and I told myself I'm not gonna I'm gonna set goals on things that I can control, on things that I know I can do, that I can directly impact. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna make content this year. And okay, so if you want to make content this year, you just do it. That's something you can control, as opposed to like I'm gonna get 1,000 subs. That wasn't, that's not something you can do. You're not 1,000 people. You can't decide for those 1,000 people. You can influence their decisions by making your content. So make that your goal. Make making content your goal. Um, and so that's sort of just what I did and what I do. Like a lot of people are like, oh my god, you're gonna get like double your amount of subscribers or double the amount. I think you told me that actually. You
Maybe.
said, let's see, what did you say? Um,
I'm a very
no,
number
yeah.
focused
Let
person.
me
I'm
look
good
really
at.
quickly.
I enjoy math, okay?
No, you're okay. You're okay. No, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, you're very like, statistics and like logic based, and that's fine.
I
But you
enjoy looking at the
said, oh, you're
analytics and
gonna get
seeing the
like twice
trends.
that you're. Yeah, right, right. What did you say? I'm looking. Give me one moment. Mm, oh, nice. Also, congrats on 5K. I feel like that'll be the last, at least doubled by this time next month. And
At
so I
least
was
doubled. I
like,
was being very
hey, let's hope
conservative.
your prediction. I said, hey, let's hope you're right, because that wasn't really my goal.
Mhm.
But I was like, yeah, you know what? If you think that's how much it's going to be, I hope you're right by this time next month. And, that's kind of what I do. I don't care about jinxing. I don't care about jinxing. My whole like shtick is like I dance and I dance with Lady Luck and Lady Death and I step on their toes and so they get mad at me and they kill me. But sometimes they like me and sometimes things go well. So I don't care for jinxing things. I just care about making it happen, it being under my control. And so that's why I was like, well, you know what? Let's hope you're right because that's not under my control. But I know what is under my control, and that is doing the thing that I love. And so I don't want to brag, but I think I pretty much crushed that prediction by a long shot because it's not this
Oh
time next
yeah.
month, and
And you've already what, quadrupled it?
just by a little bit. I think so. I think so. But I mean, let's just hope that it keeps going on an even trend. I know that
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep on putting more effort, uh, more and more effort, substantially here and there. So
And honestly, I
yeah.
think
I mean, I know
your
that.
goal setting of making better content instead of numbers is a really good, and it's better for you to look at it that way, because when people are constantly focused on numbers, it's always arbitrary. But when you're able to focus on the
Mhm.
content that you're creating, people have actual reviews and feedback on that, and you're able to learn and grow much more than seeing, oh, I have 20,000 now, I have 30,000 now.
I say this a lot. There's quite literally no way uh for I mean there is a way, but I think that in order to do something, you have to learn when to, be independent and when to rely on others. Because
Mhm.
relying on others can be hard, but it's also just super duper important, and a lot of people have troubles with that. But it's a very important thing to learn how to do, because that's what makes you strong, really. When knowing when to take help from others that care about you, or knowing when to focus on something that you need to do in order to become stronger.
Mhm.
There's no shame in taking help from others, and you don't have to feel egotistic or prideful for thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna do this myself because I believe in myself." Um, I've gotten so much help from people around me, and I'm so thankful to have met them. I'm very lucky to have, Jordan as my friend. I'm very lucky to have Nikki as my friend. I'm very lucky to have the Homestead, which is a group of creators, accept me into their group because they believe in me. So I'm just, I definitely haven't done everything myself. I do want to say I am me and the content that I am is my own, but I have gotten a lot of advice. I have gotten a lot of help and, there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't want anybody to feel that way. Obviously, if somebody's making your content and like it's not even you who's in the video or you're not editing it or whatever, obviously it's not really yours. I mean, but no,
It's
like
still you
the
as
way
well.
yeah, but yeah, in one way or another, but what I'm saying is like the help I received cannot be understated. But also, yeah, what I do is my own. And at the end of the day, um, I do sometimes I have hard time giving myself credit. Imposter syndrome happens to every creator. Don't know a single creator who doesn't have that. But it's important to acknowledge and realize that you know you as a creator are valued and that you've done a lot for yourself. So yeah. Hmm.
Also, hopping back to something that you said earlier about being your own content creator, you do get compared to
Hmm.
Saikuno a lot. I've seen you being called a mix of Saikuno and Corpse. And sure, flattery is the best form of
Oh yeah.
imitation. Imitation is the best form of flattery. But how do you feel that
Yeah.
relationship affects you as a creator? Because I think if I was to be personally compared to a content creator over and over again, I'd feel definitely that imposter syndrome of it's not my success, it's I'm coattailing off them even if I don't want to. So I'm wondering how you deal with that kind of relationship.
So, really, it's interesting you ask this. Really, I take it very much as like yeah, like imitation is the most, the best form of flattery, I guess. And if people think, oh, hey, yeah, I get this a lot. They're like, oh, your voice is so very nice, and I'm like, thank you, I really appreciate that. And then they say, oh, hey, you remind me of oh,
No.
you remind me of Saikuno. And then I'm like, oh, thank you. Or like, oh, you remind me of Corpse and Saikuno. Or like, oh, you sound like them combined. And I'm like, okay. And I acknowledge it. I'm like, oh, thank you. I do get that a lot. And you can't stop people from saying that. But also, personally, to me, it doesn't really bother me too much because I know that my voice isn't Saikuno's. I know my voice isn't Corpse. I know the way I act, who I am. I'm not those people. And my content is certainly not those people whatsoever. And so them pointing out a similarity of my voice to theirs just lets me know, like, oh, hey, this is why I enjoy them. And, I enjoy you for that as well, maybe. Or, oh,
Hmm.
you just have a nice voice and I think it sounds a little bit like theirs. And their voices have been praised so much.
Oh yeah.
And, I think that's a part of their brand. And, if I guess if I am recognized for that as well, it's only natural that they might compare me to somebody else who has a really nice voice. And honestly, it personally doesn't bother me. It genuinely doesn't. I don't get bothered by a lot of things. Uh, as a content creator, obviously, if somebody's telling me like, "Oh, your content's just a ripoff or a copy," I'll be like, "Oh, well, um, no." I mean, no. I mean, I'm. There's no physical like. If you try to mimic somebody or be somebody else, you will always fail because there's no one like them, and you are you, and there's no one like you, and so there's absolutely no way for you to achieve that.
Mhm.
Um, but I haven't gotten that whatsoever. I haven't gotten that at all. I have gotten people saying, "Hey, is that your normal voice? Why don't you speak in your normal voice?" Like very rarely here and there. And to that, I'm like, I'm sorry, what?" I feel like they just haven't heard somebody
Mhm.
with a voice like mine, I guess, which I
Okay.
don't even know what type of voice I have. And so they just like they're like, "Oh, I like to think that they just oh, I have such a pretty voice that that
Cannot be
it's not
real.
real in their mind, you know?" No, but like you were saying, or like I guess what I was gonna say, I should say, is I feel like if this wasn't my real voice, it'd be terribly exhausting to just like speak like this every single time. But I don't need to try to speak like this because this is just how I talk. Uh, and yeah, no, I mean, people can think what they want. Honestly, I don't really mind what people think very often because I mean, at the end of the day, their opinions really don't matter. I mean, the only person's opinion that matters is my own and the people that I care about. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's up to them to
Yeah.
think what's real and what's not. And if they want to think that it's not, then that's fine. So it really doesn't affect me. So I don't mind whatsoever. But yeah. So to answer your question, that's how that makes me feel. That's how being, not compared, but like told that I'm very similar to Corpse or to
Mhm.
Saikuno. That's how, Honestly, I really like Corpse's voice, and Saikuno's such a good guy. So if they think that like I'm like them, I take that as a compliment. They're
Nice.
very kind people, so I don't mind it. Yeah. You know what's
So
really funny? I get this a lot, which is like, "Oh, hey, do you talk to corpse? Will you ever talk to corpse?" And I wonder why they're asking because I've never said that I know corpse. I've never personally talked to corpse. Surprise, surprise. But for some reason, people think that I might have some sort of affiliation or connection to him, but I
Hmm.
don't, I really don't. So
The deep voice
I don't know why they
phenomenon.
ask, but it's
Everybody
just
with a
really
deep
funny to
voice
me.
must know each other.
Oh, for sure, 100%, 100%, yeah. So, yeah.
So, quick intermission here. How's the house going? How's the building?
Oh, it's going good. I'm waiting
Nice.
for there to be like wool so that I can get like a bed. It's this is how I build houses, by the way. Like I said, I'm not a builder whatsoever. I'm a survival expert. So I just make the most basic of houses uh for survival, really.
Would you say that you are a different person off camera than you are on camera?
Um huh. You know, if you asked me this maybe like a little bit ago, I would have said yes, but lately it's been I've just blended. Obviously, I say things that I wouldn't say in normal conversation, you know, on camera than than I would off camera. But honestly, the lines or like my personality has just been starting to shine a little bit more and more throughout stream. So it's been the line has been starting to like to get blurry, which is not a bad thing, as long as I'm able to like still be healthy about it and such. But no, um the person I'm on camera is very similar to the person that I am off camera. It's just it might be with a little bit more energy for sure. Just because you gotta give people a reason to smile, a reason to laugh, a reason to be like, oh, I want to keep watching, or like, huh, this person seems energized and happy to be here. Uh, which is important. But also, I don't do it to be disingenuous. I do it to like bring out the best part of myself at that moment in time to make people happy.
Yeah, completely.
But
As a
sometimes,
streamer,
that can be hard.
your main goal and job at the point in time is to entertain, to be a real person, so people can relate to you, but also be
Yeah,
a source of happiness for them. And people feed off other
exactly.
people's
Because like,
energy, and
I don't want to be.
if you're gonna be a upset on camera, people will feed into that, and that's okay because sometimes life is upsetting and you're allowed to feel sad, but do you feel an obligation to feel happy for people? Especially when streaming.
Mm, um, I think for a bit I did. For a bit I did. Like for a very short amount of time before before my chat scolded me for it. I feel like chat's a lot older and more experienced with Twitch than I am,
Your chat
100%,
really loves
because
you
they've
so
taught me so
much.
much. I know. No, they're so good. They're so good about so many things. They're such kind people, and I can't. I'm so grateful for my chat, and they're amazing, and I love them, and they keep growing, and they keep being amazing. They've taught me a lot, and they've told me straight up. There was a point where like they made me cry, because at
Oh.
first I thought that my growth was attributed to the fact that I was playing Minecraft, and I told them that, and I was like, I can't play Minecraft today. Like I can't go into the server. My internet's really bad. And I thought my views were going to start dropping like drastically and dramatically, and I was really bummed about that. And I already had something going on in life that made me upset. But then I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I might end stream here, I might cancel it. And they were like, no, don't cancel it. And I was like, what? Why? Like, cause why would you cancel it? You're here, right? I mean, you can do this. And I was like, I mean, I guess, but I can't play Minecraft, guys. I can't give you that. And they were like, well, we're we're not here for Minecraft. We're here for you. Like we're watching you. We're not watching Minecraft. If we wanted Minecraft, we'd watch any other creator. But the reason we're here is because we want to watch you. And so we'd watch anything that you want to play at the moment. And like that was one of the insecurities that I had as a starting out as a creator. And so hearing my chat say that not only boosted my confidence, not only taught me something, but just overwhelmed me at that moment in time. And I kind of just started crying. Like I cried silently, and I felt a lot. Uh, and yeah, no, my chat is amazing, and they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot, and I'm just very lucky to have them. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of how my chat made me cry, and how they taught me lessons here and there about streaming, and being more confident in myself, because I know there's certainly a lot of insecurities Twitch people can have, or Twitch streamers. I don't know why I said Twitch people. um But yeah, my chats definitely it feels like they can teach me a lot. It feels like they know a lot more than me. Definitely, most likely. I'm a new streamer after all. I have only been streaming for like a month and a week now. Not every single day, but I try to do it most days. So yeah, that's how that is. I was very vulnerable with chat. I told them I'm crying right now. I'm very overwhelmed, and it's because of you guys. And I told them that. And I think that's also very important because it is a very much an empathetic platform. Like they watch you because they know you're human and because, sharing your emotions, sharing your energy is an important thing. And at that moment in time, I feel like they were able to tell that I was happy, that I was getting over an insecurity, that I was insanely grateful. I feel like they could feel my gratitude. And I think that's what makes, you know, YouTube and streaming a completely different thing, because when you see somebody streaming, you're seeing them as a person and you're seeing them live, you're seeing their reaction, how they react to the world around them. YouTube's different. It's pre-recorded, it's edited. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but it is
It's
different.
manufactured.
And I yeah, and like I want to show people who I am, without telling them who I am. Really, I want to show them that I'm a person, that I feel, and that it's okay to feel emotions because I know there are definitely people who might struggle with certain things, like showing their emotions or sharing things like that. And I think letting them know that their favorite creator also feels those things and that they're not alone whatsoever. Uh, I think that can help massively. So I'm not afraid to show them how I truly feel. I'm not afraid to show them that I get sad, that I get happy, that I get upset, that I get mad. Obviously, I aim for a positive vibe, but if it's obvious that I'm not feeling a certain way, I'll make it known and I won't hide it from them because they deserve to know who I am in that sense. So yeah,
And that kind of all answers my
that's
next
how I feel
question
about
of,
that.
well, is who are your fans to you and who are you to your fans? You're their content creator and they're the people who support you.
Who am I to my fans and who are they to me?
Yeah.
That's the question, right?
I've already answered it,
Okay,
but if there is anything I
so
want to add on to that.
well, Well, for I hesitate calling people my fans because I don't know. I'm very new to this, and so I'm I don't know.
I'm your fan.
People
Come
who
on.
watch me and stuff like that, I guess I can call them my fans, but I'm not sure. It's weird. I don't know. Whatever. But at first, I remember having like 20 subs, 20 followers, and I was able to interact with every single one of them. And I was learning how to do it. And I was interacting. I was answering DMs. I was, jumping in calls with them. I was having them on stream. I was playing games with them. But slowly, it started getting bigger and bigger, and it started becoming less and less achievable. And I realized that some people who've watched me, they still came by my DMs, and I just could not reply to them. I came to a point where I had to make a public announcement on the Discord that said, "Hey, I cannot. I mean, I would love to. I'd love to, and the fact that you want to talk to me warms my heart like a fresh brewed tea. But I can't do this all, and also I can't do this all for safety reasons. I know some people might be minors, and some people might not be minors. Some people might have different circumstances, and but it's a slippery slope to interact with your fans constantly. And as weird as it is to say this, is something that I learned treating your fans like friends is very not healthy. It's not a super healthy relationship for your fans or
Mhm.
yourself or your brand or content creation or, because at the end of the day, if you want to make this a career, you can't constantly make friends with people who watch you because then that blurs the line and they might start asking for things or they might start, thinking that you're mean to them because you don't reply or such
Yeah.
like that. It's an important line to keep not crossed, between your fans. Like as much as I like to consider my fans my friends, I cannot say that because I cannot jump in a call and play Minecraft with you, you know,
Yeah.
at a random. Uh, so I can't consider my fans my friends. They are not my friends. They are people who've watched me and I appreciate them like I appreciate, you know, any other person. Um, but I can't call them my friends. And I think they're very good at understanding that and they took
Hmm.
that message well. So that's what they are to me. And in terms of who I am to them, that's really up to them to decide. A lot of people call me their comfort streamer, their favorite YouTuber, their favorite streamer. And honestly, I as long as I'm something to you, the fact that people still think about me without me being in the room still baffles me. Um, but as long as I'm able to help you in whatever way, I'm okay being whatever it is that they feel like I am to them. So
Bit of a lighter note now. What are your hobbies outside of
okay, what's up?
Minecraft? What do you like to do? What's your go-to thing? Do
uh,
you like skateboarding? Did you surf when you were 3 years
I
old?
longboard.
Oh, fancy.
No, I longboard. I make coffee and tea. Like I said, I was a barista. I really like the art of making coffee, and brewing tea is fun just because I enjoy it. I like watching YouTube. I like watching streamers. I have a record collection. I
Oh, you
like
have a
playing
record
music here and there. I
collection.
play the bass and the ukulele.
What's your prized
I
record in the
do, I do.
collection?
Yeah. Um,
Nerd out.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Minecraft Volume 1.
You
Yeah.
have that?
Yeah, I do. I do. It's
Nice.
very expensive nowadays, but I got it when it was super duper cheap. Yeah. Minecraft Volume 1. Um, yeah, it's really good. I put it on at random even when I'm not playing Minecraft, and I just kind of listen to it, and it's really cool to have like a physical thing. Like Tommy would
Mhm.
kill for these discs. I have Minecraft Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1's way more expensive, but Tommy would kill me for these discs. I want to flex on him one day. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, it's really cool. It has like Cat and Melahai as well, so no, he definitely wanna steal my record collection.
That is definitely the biggest bragging point I've heard all day. No joke.
Yep. No, yeah, of course. No, it's a big flex, and I will stand by it. So
So music is a really important thing to you then.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Music is absolutely fantastic. I wanna say that I wanna maybe one day make music like Dream. Just as
Nice.
a fun thing, as a fun release. If somebody ever approaches me to like produce it, because I don't know the first thing about that. But if somebody approaches me to like sing and they can make my voice a little bit more appealing, and if I can make the lyrics and stuff, I'd be totally down for that. But music's been a big thing for me. Like I said, I play the bass, I play the uke constantly. But instruments that I played in the past were clarinet. I played percussion. I was in marching band. I played a little bit of the piano. I played a little bit of the guitar. I kind of just dislike the guitar. I don't like playing the guitar. My fingies, they hurt. And then other than that, I think I also play the violin. And yeah, I was just a jack of all trades. So I was never really great at one instrument. I just kind of liked them. And then when I stopped going to college and stuff, I just kind of picked my two favorites, and that's what I do now.
Yeah, no, I really relate to that as well because
Yeah.
I've got a ukulele and a guitar within reach of me and a violin in my closet. And I I love
Hey,
music,
let's
but I'm
go.
so bad at playing it. My wrist is a little bit messed up, so I can't really hold an instrument for more than 5 minutes at a time without hurting myself.
Hmm.
And I think music is a very important thing to a lot
I
of
see, I
people
see.
as well. It's a good way to release emotions, whether you're creating it or you're just listening to it. I know there's this one song, I forget the name off the top of my head, but you said you woke up to it every morning in high school. What does that kind of relationship with the
Hmm.
song? How does
I
that
think it
relationship
was.
come about?
It's interesting you asked that. I actually haven't thought about that. I think it's called Eternal Youth. I think it's like a Naruto remix or something like that. It felt like a really calm song, and I just enjoyed listening to it and waking up to it because it made me feel refreshed. It's a weird thing to say, but I felt like I would wake up and I'm like, okay, well, I want to do this. I want to make myself my coffee. I want to be sort of productive. I want to do the day, and then that I would play that song, and that would remind me of that. Like, oh yeah, you got this. You're productive. You're cool. It was like refreshing to me,
Mhm.
and that's what that song brings to me: productivity and refreshness. And I'm not sure why. It also brings calmness, and and that's why I liked it. I don't know if you listen to it. I don't know if you might get the same feeling, but that's the feeling that I got personally. And so I really loved it. And every morning I would like play it. I would make my coffee. I would go, brush my teeth, take a shower, and then I would come out and then I would just do my day, and it felt great. I wasn't late a single day that I listened to that song just because it felt like it motivated me in a weird way. I have a very deep connection to music. Like it can boost my mood. It can accentuate my mood. It can make things better. Like I feel like when you're sad and you listen to sad music, it somehow makes it better because it's an external It's an external thing that shares that same emotion with you.
Hmm.
And so it doesn't make you feel as heavy, if you're having a shit day. You have no one to share it with. It's kind of just bottled up inside. And then you play some music that makes you that kind of mimics that like resonates with the emotions that you have now. I feel like it serves to like ground you and allow you to know that you might not have been the only one to feel this, or there's something out there, there's something physical, something tangible that is like what you're feeling now. And even though it is a sad song, since it is something that relates to the emotions you're feeling now, it makes you feel a little better. I think that's why people listen to sad songs when they're sad, and that's why people listen to happy songs when they're happy, or stressing songs when they're stressed, or angry songs when they're angry. Just because the fact that something can relate to you that isn't another human, that isn't another, I don't know, thing. The fact that that can happen, just it makes you feel a little better. Um, that's why I love music, because it can do so many things. So, yeah, and that song just kind of gave me a kick. It was kind of like caffeine to me, I guess.
It allowed you to feel motivation for the day. It wasn't waking up in silence
Hmm.
and dreading everything that you had to do. It was wake up, I've got this song going, I can do anything.
Yeah, it was wake up. This song's really nice. It makes me feel calm. I don't think about anything except for the song because I love this song. And so I can do anything that I want to do now, which is make my coffee, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, get ready for whatever it is I'm going to do today. Um, but I have this song that only I'm listening to at this specific moment in time when it's dark outside still, and it's mine. Yeah, that's what that was for me.
And we're gonna
Hmm.
tie us back into the beginning here. So, first time I ever heard you talk, knew of you, I heard you say, everything happens for a reason. Is this a quote that you
Hmm.
kind of live your life by?
Honestly, at this point, I think so because I only started realizing this recently, and by recently is when I started making content. Um, I I feel like sometimes I say, and sometimes other people might say, like, "Oh, thank you guys so much for this or that." I never thought I'd get here, but I think that's a lie. I think saying that you never thought you'd get here isn't true, because if you never thought you'd get somewhere, you wouldn't do what it was that you were doing that helped you get there in the first place. I mean, if it was a complete accident, then wow, holy crap, what a lucky lad you are. But there's no way that you can say that you never thought you'd get somewhere, uh, and then say that you've done this for the past 5 years or for the past 10 years. Like I said that, but then like I knew that wasn't true, because if no part of me thought I would get here where I am now, then no part of me would have done what I've done to get here now. And so I think at least a little bit of me had to have had faith in myself in order for
Yeah.
me to like sort of get here, for to do things, to wake up one morning and say, I'm gonna do this, to wake up and say, this is my goal, to wake up and say, this is my dream, to wake up and
Yeah.
say, I will achieve this because
You
I
have to
want to
realize
achieve this because
something.
this is why I want to achieve it.
You have to realize something
Yeah,
isn't
you have to
impossible
realize.
before you go for it.
Yeah, no, you will literally never know. And sometimes when times seem rough and you're like, "Oh, well, nobody believes in me." You should know that you believe in yourself even if you don't feel it at that time or at that moment in time, because you wouldn't be where you are. You wouldn't be doing what you are doing. You wouldn't be feeling what you're feeling about what you want to do if you didn't think that you could at least make it in one way or another, regardless of how small that chance is. There's a song by Hobu Johnson that really helped me. It's called 3% Chance. Listen to it on Spotify. It's really good. Um, it talks about that. It talks about like the 3% chance that you're going to make it, how it's a little bit less in everybody's heads than it is in your mind, but it's okay
Mm,
because you can take it. Like everybody might think that you can't do it, your friends, your family, your peers, but I don't think that matters. I think the only thing that matters is what you feel, because that is at the end of the day what's going to drive you to do it. That is at the end of the day what fuels you to do it. That is the only thing that matters to achieve that dream. And so you should only focus on that and not what other people say, because that's not going to help you. The things that happen to me sometimes aren't the best. Sometimes, like, they're not optimal. They're not what
mm,
I planned. They're not what I imagined. Like, and I accept it, right? I don't fight it. I'm just like, okay, I'll accept it, but I'll keep doing my best. I'll keep I won't, that is a constant. I will not stop. And then after they happen, it turns out that they're better than I could have possibly imagined. Like genuinely. Like I really I had recently started watching Nikki's content before a little bit before the IKEA event. And then I realized she was going to be in it. And then I told Jordan, "Hey, I woke up and I had a dream." And I was like, I woke up that I told Jordan, "Hey, if you put me on Nikki's team, I'll buy you a 7-piece chicken McNugget." The thing about that is that I don't know if they sell 7-piece chicken McNuggets. I think they only sell them in 5 or 6-piece, so that would have been an impossible task. But I told him that, and he was like, "Bet." And then I woke up, and then I'm like, "Oh, hey, I can definitely talk to him and ask him that." And he's like, and I told him, I'm like, "Hey, I had a dream that I asked you this, so I'm gonna ask you now." He's like, "Okay, go for it." And I'm like, "Hey, if you put me in a team with Nikki, I'll buy you a 7-piece chicken McNugget." And he was like, he cracked up and he's like, "That's not an impossible task. I'll see what I can do." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see what I can do about the 7-piece chicken McNugget because I don't know if that's possible either." And so that made him laugh too. And I see, I thought he was going to put me in a team with Nikki, and I thought that was going to be fun, and I was going to be able to interact with her and talk to her and become her friend. Or I didn't even think that I was going to become her friend. I just thought, oh, I'll be able to talk to her and interact with her.
Mhm.
And so what happened is, like I told him that, and he's like, okay. And then what ended up happening is I expected it to be on the, I expected him to come through to it, but it didn't end up working that way. It didn't end up working the way I
Mhm.
expected it to. If anything, it ended up worse because I ended up with a team, or not worse. I ended up in a good team. I ended up with him, with
God,
Fit
you ended up with
MC,
Fit
and some
MC.
other people.
Imagine
And the
that.
thing is, it's just the thing. I don't watch his content. My content's not similar to his, and like I just it I was like I was worried that I wasn't
Mm.
gonna have anything to talk about, but I was still very grateful for the opportunity, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my best. Uh, Anyways, next day calls me up. I wake up and I'm like, what? Half asleep. He's like, Ori, I got Fundy for the thing. He's gonna be on our team, and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So that hyped me up, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot better than I expected. I thought I was just going to be, I wanted to be with Nikki and just Nikki, but I guess it's just going to be two other people who are pretty big who I can talk to and relate to, and then yeah, and so that happened, and I also expected it to just be that, but then, oh no, it was completely different. I was able to like speak to Nikki, and then I was able to like give her a rose, which was one of the goals that I
Mhm.
had, one of those short, funny, like dumb goals that I had that I put on TikTok, and I was able to do that on stream, and people were like, "Oh my god, let's go!" And then after that, I was able to get in contact with her, and then after that, we became friends, and then after that, we started working together, and then after that, we made some plans, and it just kind of like I thought it was going in this direction, but it went in this direction. And the thing is, I thought this direction was good, but when I went in this direction, I'm like, wow, that direction sucks. I'm so glad I went this direction, and I've just been noticing that like things don't always go as I plan, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes they're so good. They're so much better than I could have imagined. And there's no way that's a coincidence. I don't feel like that happens for no reason whatsoever. I don't feel like I've gotten where I am for no reason. I think that I don't know. Maybe there's a rhyme and reason for what I'm doing and for what's going on to me, and I hope I can keep just giving that constant, which is 100% of my effort
Mhm.
to what I want to do, which is help people. And yeah, we'll just see where it happens or where it goes.
We'll see what things happen next, and we'll see what reasons they have.
Yeah, yeah, but don't tell Nikki this. It's gonna get her head.
I'll
Um,
I'll block her from
yeah.
the video.
Okay, sounds good. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's fine.
One last question here. How would you describe your life now as opposed to when you were a teenager in high school? Because I knew when I graduated high school, it was a very
I
freeing experience, and I felt like I changed a lot as a person. And I'm wondering what your relationship with high school to being your own person is.
I I was very irresponsible. I was very I was happy. Yeah, I was happy. I was having a good time. There were, obviously life. There's rough patches here and there. Um, but I was irresponsible. I was young. I was impressionable. I had a lot of fun, I guess, here and there. But it wasn't. I was very unsure. I was very, very insecure and unsure of myself and my future. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know where to get help. I didn't know what to do. And now, in comparison to now, I'm not out there as often. I'm not like, I don't go outside as often, obviously, because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel more responsible now. I feel like I understand what my responsibilities and priorities are now because I've made them, because I've chosen them, because I'm doing what I want to do now, at least at the very moment in time. And I hope it stays that way. But I feel like for the first time in my life, I kind of know where my life is going a little bit. I know, like I said, I know things happen for a reason, and sometimes what you want isn't exactly what happens, and that ends up being better or worse. So I can't say that I know exactly where it's going. But I like to think that I have a good idea just because, I don't know, I just got a good feeling about it. And I'm a lot more secure. I'm a lot more ready. I'm a lot more responsible, I think, or at least trying to be. Um, and I'm very much happy. I'm very much happy with what I'm doing. Obviously, life, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, rough patches here and there. But I was a kid. I was a kid. They expect you to think, oh, years ahead of time, and like make decisions when you're make adult decisions when you're a kid, and then deprive you of any adult responsibilities that you might want to have at
Mm.
that moment in time. It's a weird time. But nowadays, I feel like I have the ability to prove myself, to do what I want, and to give it my all. I feel like now I'm in a position where I can do that, and I'm really happy about that. And I can't waste this opportunity whatsoever, because it's the one that I've been waiting for the longest time. So, yeah,
You got it.
that's how I feel.
You're on your way. And to wrap this all up here, I'm asking everybody who comes on to write a little book about themselves. You can put in your socials, a little fun message, a joke. You can put E and just leave it at that, whatever you want. And it'll go on the lectern and stay in this house here. Just kind of a little symbol
Awesome.
that you were here. Because I don't know if you will be coming
Okay,
back,
I'm
so
good.
to have that little book of you would be very nice.
I think this is like the the only axe I've been using during this whole stream or during this whole thingy, and it's like nearly broken. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm just gonna call it Ori's axe. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me or need from me at the moment?
Do you have anything else you want to say before we do the outro?
Yes. Uh, Whoever's watching this, you're awesome. Thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to miyajade, and you enjoy the podcast. I'm sure they have so much ready for you, or so much coming up. So please leave a sub and a comment and a like. Be ready for that, please.
You guys
Also,
heard
thank you.
that.
Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. I
I
really
have
appreciate you.
Ari's
Wait, what?
seal of approval. That means you have to subscribe now. There is
Yeah,
no other
Ori's
options.
seal of approval.
And if you're not subscribed to Ari, you should go follow his YouTube. You need to go subscribe to that. Just go to his channel and click his playlist and turn on autoplay. And the best experience you can probably get in a 21st century world. Now let's see what you
No,
wrote
it's
in your
okay.
book
Thank you.
here.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ori. I like Minecraft, and this was a super duper lovely experience. If you read this, I appreciate you, and you're loved, and I believe in you. See ya. Bye. I love that.
Yeah.
And with that, this episode comes to a close. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Minecast Podcraft. You can follow Ari on his Twitch, and the link is down below. And maybe, if you want, you can subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Perhaps. Maybe. Unless. Have a good one. Goodbye.